All right. Let's make sure we're rocking here. Okay. Hey, everybody. Is this going? There we go. I was like, is it going? I was waiting for the thing to start moving. Did you? Oh, you're all wet. You're all wet. No, no, don't rub on me. They just came in from outside and it's raining. So I told Heather to take them out for a run before the streams. Okay. No, 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 no. Don't climb on me. No. Be a good girl. Go lay down. Go lay down. Stop rubbing on me. All right. Sorry about that. Ay, ay, ay. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys have had a good week. So there's a couple things actually we got to talk about. We're going to talk about Canada. Obviously, I did put that in the title, so we're going to talk about that. But we're also going to talk about the situation in Ukraine as well. Uh, so we're going to get into that here in a moment as well, because that is obviously something that is fluid, going on as we speak, very concerning. And but we're going to get into both topics here in just a moment. I just want to remind everybody as we get going in this stream that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness, and let's have a good chat, and we will go from there. And so let's definitely do that. If you can't abide by the rules, simple rules, my awesome moderators, would you see the blue wrenches? They will boot you out of here because we're not going to have it. We're going to have an enjoyable conversation one way or the other. So if you have any questions, comments that you want to stand out for me, please all cap locks so it stands out. Hey, Raptor Ranch, how you doing tonight? From northern Wisconsin. So oh, craziness here, guys. Crazy, crazy world, crazy things going on. A lot of things to be concerned about. So I think we're going to start with the topic, the Canada situation, and what has been going on with that. What is a direct result of that? How is that having a trickle down event here in the States? Okay. So we're going to get into that. More bridges, obviously, as you guys have known, are being blockaded off so that traffic cannot come through, which means trade cannot come through, which affects both Canada and the United States. When you are talking about uh, $500 million of trade per day being disrupted, that adds up. So when you hurt them, and I say them, the powers that be, the people that are in control. So just to be clear, when you hurt them in their pocketbook, they don't like that, and then they'll finally do something about it. There's a lot of games being played with the truckers. Now, I got to give you this statistic, okay? I got to give you this statistic because they love to put out statistics constantly. Now, the premise is that they're saying that 87% of people in Ottawa are against what the truckers are doing. Now, if you believe that or don't believe that, all these polls, I always say, how do we know how accurate these polls are? When they say that this percentage of people have done this and this percentage of people have not. I never, a judge ordered the protesters to disperse. I don't think they'll care. No, I don't think they'll care either. I don't think they'll care either. I don't believe that 87% want them gone. I don't. I think that a lot of people, you know, a lot of people are obviously you've seen the support given to the truckers. They have shut down not one but two GoFundMe uh, site where people were donating millions of dollars, and then it went to the other site, and I can't remember the name of the other site. Now they've frozen that account as well. So there you go. You know, the people that are supporting the truckers, they're yeah, 87% of the premier staff, maybe. Exactly. Exactly. When I always see those statistics, I'm like, I always think to myself, they're full of crap. When they say this percentage of people have done this, I don't believe it for a second. Now, I obviously, I think you guys may figure this out. I talk to people all the time, all the time. So, hey, Asif, 87% my foot. I've has some beachfront land in the Arctic for sale. Yeah, right. Exactly. I that's kind of my thought as well. Thank you for the statement, Asif, and thank you so much for the donation as well. You see these folks, and they're again, they've been trying to turn the tide in popular opinion against these folks, and it just hasn't happened. They've tried to, well, they have been taking the jerry cans, the fuel, trying to stop them from being able to feed these folks, and people just keep, they don't care. And I know people are getting arrested. Now they're threatening to take away their CDLs. Because you know I think that when you have, and it is, so let me put this in here, okay? If so, somebody said, well, I got a message today, and they had a clip, and I watched the clip, and it goes, it's not peaceful protest up in Ottawa. He goes, here's a clip to prove that it's not. So you don't see anything in the clip. You see no action. It doesn't really show anything. Um, and then you see this guy who has no visible injuries. Well, I was assaulted because I was trying to take a couple of pictures, and these people assaulted me. Okay, so again, what do you believe? What do you not believe? Um, could these type of things happen? Of course they can. But if that is the worst, that the guy got pushed around a little bit, he didn't get his butt kicked because his face was perfectly fine, right? But I want you to think about this. If a reporter in the United States will stand on the street while a building is burning behind him on fire, and people are going like lunatics behind him, and say, mostly peaceful protesters, I'm going to go along with the same sentiment up in Canada that is mostly peaceful protesters. And I think that would be more of an appropriate statement than a statement that was made by the reporter in the United States. If you remember what I'm talking about when that happened, it always blows me away when they try to script the narrative. And you have to understand, okay? I mean, and this is, of course, my opinion. I'm putting that out there, so I want to be accused of putting out false information. The news media is compromised, in my opinion. All right, there is no reporting of the news anymore. They're given a script, they are told what to say, and that's what they say. If they want to keep their jobs, that's the reality, and that's again strictly my opinion. I'm not basing that on anything other than what I see and what I hear. Again, they're bought and controlled and paid for, so they do as they're told. Like anybody else, if you're on a job and you're working someplace, and they say, I want you to go over here in the corner and hop on one foot for 5 minutes. And you go, well, why would I do that? Do you want to get paid? Either you do it or you're done. Guess what? Most of you out there, not all of you, but most of you out there are going to go in a corner and hop on one foot for 5 minutes because you got bills to pay, you have families to take care of. The system is set up. The system is set up to keep us under control. As long as we are in debt, we have bills to pay. You have to suck up your pride, if you will, and do what you're supposed to do. But what I think you're seeing is a lot of people at this point have said enough is enough is enough. And I think it's awesome to see. I absolutely think it's awesome to see. Now, I have told you guys in the past, and I will say it again. I don't do protest. Even if it's something I believe in, I will support them. You know what I mean? And I will support what they're doing. But there's too many opportunities for things to go wrong. January 6th comes to mind, right? You get caught up in the wrong situation at the right time, and it can end up meaning that you spend a lot of time in jail, and you can't do any good for anybody if you're sitting in jail. Now, I realize that in order for them to listen, the powers that be, when I say them, you have to do things that are drastic. I think what they're doing with blockading the border crossings, I think that that's amazing. I absolutely do, and I just think it's the police have got to be so frustrated. They got to be so, well, not even not I shouldn't say the police, because I think some of the police are probably on the side of the protesters, but your government officials, let me say that, they have to be frustrated beyond belief because people are saying no more. People are saying I'm not doing this anymore. I've had enough, and that's it. And I think that that is awesome that people are doing so. You know, like I said, when you hurt them where it hurts the most, and that's financially, that's when things get done. Either it gets done or it gets violent, one of the two. And I just think, it's just when funding platforms get involved in politics, they lose their credibility. Of course, and you're I agree with that too. You know, hey Philip, how are you down there in Melbourne, Australia today? But again, I think that what we got to focus on, guys, is what is a direct result. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about a direct result of what's happening in Canada. How is that affecting things in the United States? So New York just dropped their mandate for mask indoors. It expired. They didn't cancel it. It was expiring as of whatever date. It was just the other day, and that expired, and they let it expire because they're trying not to make waves. They're trying to keep people pacified. They're seeing what is going on with the situation in Canada, and it scares the crap out of them because the worst thing that could happen to them is they lose their power, they lose their control, they lose their ability for people to comply and do as they're told. When people get to a point where they say, you know what, this is crap and I'm not doing it anymore, then I think that's when you're seeing these changes go into place. So awesome, to be honest with you. I think that it's awesome. And people, and here's the thing, okay? If you feel that these different things that they have done were necessary and you feel that people should do them or shouldn't do what you got to do. I'm not telling anybody what they should or should not do. You can do whatever you want to do. You're a grown-up adult, you're over the age of 18. Do what you want. But at the same time, don't impose your will on me because I think differently, because I think that certain things may not be necessary or whatever the case may be. I'm not going to comply to make you feel comfortable. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. So those are things that people really need to think about as well. Um, hey guys, I got to give a quick shout out. M Hammer, who was in the chat here tonight, um, shot me a video the other day, basically congratulating me. It was a private video. I think it was just for, between him and I. Shot me a private video talking, saying congratulations for hitting 100,000 subscribers. But the one thing that he said, something he said to me in that video stood out. And I wanted to share it with you. And I'm sure he has no idea what I'm going to even say. Um, while he was talking, he was saying that he's in his 60s. He's looking to go. He's got a few acreage, and he's looking to do the off-grid thing as well. But the thing that he said to me that stood out more than anything else is that he had recently lost 60 pounds, and to me, that speaks volumes when somebody is taking that initiative with their health to do something about it. So I just wanted to really quickly say to M Hammer, who's in the chat here tonight, congratulations on that. That's quite an accomplishment. And I almost can guarantee, I don't even have to ask you, I know you feel better since dropping that kind of weight. I know you do. Because I know if I drop 10 or 15 pounds, what a difference it makes in the way I feel. I couldn't imagine losing that kind of weight. So I just wanted to put that out there really, really quickly. All right. So you're welcome, man. You're welcome. So quite an accomplishment, to be honest with you, quite an accomplishment. So, all right. So let's get back into this. So, like I said, the biggest way that they're being hurt, the powers that be, is through finance. When you're talking $500 million in trade per day, that adds up pretty quickly. A couple days they can eat it and go, well, they'll go home and stuff like that. I have now 10 days of sobriety, no beer. Oh wow, well good man, it's good for you. Good for you. Nothing wrong with that. So, but that's what's, like I said, that the bottom line, that's going to hurt them more than anything else. Now, the games that are being played with the truckers, let's go over that a little bit. You guys have seen the videos, I'm sure, where the police were stealing. There's no other word for it. Jerry cans. They were saying that, and I love how they call it aiding and abetting an insurrection, right? They're aiding and abetting an insurrection because the average citizen was bringing up gas cans full of diesel for the truckers because the city has stopped selling propane. They have stopped selling diesel fuel, so the truckers can't refuel up. So citizens who have been taking it upon themselves to bring in gas. They have been told they'll be arrested if they do that because they're, inciting a not a insurrection. Sorry, yes, I was going to say resurrection, but that's not the right word. uh, oh my goodness. So from what I understand, also, and I don't know the validity of this one or not, I understand that some of the truckers obviously have their children with them. And so now the next game being played is social services being called on these people um, because that's the game. They're going to try to take their kids away. I'll tell you right now. Now, my kids are grown adults now, okay? But when they were not grown adults, if somebody had tried, I'll show you the rest of the shirt. Hold on. Let them hate so long as they fear. Yeah, I like the shirt too. So that was way before this shirt's like way before the whole Sons of Anarchy thing. So because I know they got the Grim Reaper on the Sons of Anarchy shirt or stuff. So but anyway, my kids are obviously all grown now. But there was only would have been one way that they would have ever taken my children away from me, and that would be they would have been carrying me out. Um, there's no way when they play those games with people to force them to comply. When they use children as tools, children are used as tools way too often, especially in divorces and in those type of situations. Way too off, way too awesome, off, way too often. Sorry, can't speak tonight. But so that's another tool that's being used. They're like I said, they're being threatened with their CDLs being taken away. They're having their fuel compromised, taken. There was a couple of trucks that had empty tanks, and I saw a video of it. Regular pickup trucks with an empty tank. They arrested the driver, towed their trucks. I mean, these are all things that are going on right now to try to force people to do, to comply. Okay, because they're not listening. They're not doing as they're told. Well, you know what? People have had enough. People have had enough. And like I said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for those folks, and I think this is a great thing what they're doing. So, what do you got? 578 in the chat. We're at 231 guys on the thumbs up, and I haven't asked for one yet. So, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, please show support for the channel. It really does help with the algorithms too. So the more interaction that we have, why do you have to rub your head on me? Why? It really does help with the algorithms as well. So I thank you for that reason. This is what I'm talking about. So, and also, like I said, it really, it pushes us higher up in the ranking. So I appreciate it for that reason as well. Also, they physically arrested a 79-year-old man for tooting the horn of his SUV. I know that it's out of control. It's out of control. You know, but here's the thing that kills me more than anything else, and this really, really kills me. You have, for the most part, there may be an incident here, an incident there, up there. So those people are like, well, they're doing this or they're doing that. Very, very peaceful protest. I think that if they decided to amp it up, there's not a whole lot of things that the police could do to stop them if they did. And I'm not suggesting that they should do that. Things are heating up. At Ambassador Bridge have to move by midnight tonight or $100,000 fine and 1 year in jail. One live stream is going now. Now, I know that's Doug Ford over in Ontario. Yes. And he had put in a state of emergency. And that, like I said, they're doing every single tactic that they possibly can because of the situation. They're afraid. It's good to see the powers that be afraid for once. I think it's a good thing. I think it's great to see people coming together and getting things squared away. And like I said, I just think the truckers are standing up, and they should stand up. Uh, you know, uh, they want to run the trucks out of gas and then fine them for not moving. Of course. Well, like I said, it's all games. Yeah, they will. I don't think they'll move off the bridge either. I don't think that they will. So, and again, realistically, other than using physical violence, what can they do to change the situation? And if they go to physical violence, see, what you have to understand, they're still trying to put the screws on these guys right now. All right. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This is a distraction from war. We're going to get into that situation in just a second. We're going to talk about that in just a second. We're going to switch lanes and talk about the situation with Ukraine in just a moment. Just give me a minute on that. But what you have to understand is, like I said, afraid because people have said literally enough is enough is enough, and because people are saying, so they're threatening, they're bullying, and